I'm Stephen Samra, and I'm an associate with C4 Innovations. From the time of my 13th birthday until I was 35, there is not any recollection that I have of being straight and off of some substance, not having any substances in my body at all for more than 10 days at a time. I could hold a job for, fairly decent periods of time. My addiction challenges constantly made that a challenge. I had overdosed 3 times. The last time I awakened in the back of an ambulance and somebody had given me naloxone, and I was not happy that he had brought me back. Towards the tail end of my substance use period, I I was arrested. It was a drug charge. I was sent to state prison for 16 months. And I came out of the penitentiary now with a felony conviction. I was living out in the woods. I was homeless, just out of prison. And I was like that all the way to the point where I met my wife, Dorothy. I was very honest and transparent about my drug history. And at that time in my life, I never believed I'd live to be 50. I think I was 37. It was a long journey. And I almost died, and I didn't care if I did die. She said, listen to me. You can have that shit in your pocket, excuse my language, or you can have me, but you cannot have both. And you need to go home and make a decision. And I understood that. I think I recognized this was like my last chance, And I went home, and I had the most horrible 2 weeks of heroin withdrawal that I think I've ever experienced. What I think, needs to be said here is that when I met Dorothy and kicked heroin and went to Ohio, that was not the end. In fact, that's really just the beginning. I white-knuckled that for about 8 months, and I just knew that I felt really, really anxious all the time. I felt really uncomfortable in my skin. I was horribly crabby. It was going to be darn hard for me to hold a job when I was like that. And probably most importantly, I was worried that I was pushing the only person that gave a crap about me away. Dorothy is actually the person who recommended that I investigate methadone, a medication-assisted treatment program. So I spent the next 14 years in a methadone maintenance program. Over that period of time, I finished my master's degree. I bought a home. I bought the home. It didn't end my addiction right then. It didn't eliminate all of the barriers that I had in front of me. In the lucid times where I was sober, I recognized that I kind of liked this feeling. I liked being in control. And I was also recognizing that people were responding to me in very pleasant ways that I hadn't really experienced before. And I think that also helped as a sort of a catalyst to move me towards a more expanded thinking around, I wonder what it really would be like to be living in sobriety. That was huge. And that really propelled me, I think, forward into a deeper desire for recovery. In 2012, I began to seriously work towards doing a medically supervised detox out of the program. On February 13th of 2014, I took my last dose, and I have been out of the medication-assisted treatment program since that time. That experience, that lived experience that I brought with me, informs the work I do today. I have been able to take the greatest liabilities of my life and turn them into my greatest assets.